Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Comic Gaming Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to give you my overall review of what I have gathered so far about Madden 18. So that's the trailer that they came out with. It did give me a lot of the trailer that they came out with and the footage and whatnot that has been shown so far. Now last year's Madden 17, I had a lot of fun with it. I don't think it was quite I actually think it was the smoothest feeling Madden. It's probably one of the best Madden games I've played in a while because the feel of it was smooth. It made it in, and they added in the new feature of how you break tackles, which was such a cool thing that they did too, because it gave you the ability that because in the older games you might break it or you might not. It was just like a random roll of the dice. But when they gave you that kind of control and they adjusted the stick where you can keep your balance as well, so if you get tripped up you can keep your balance. So they added that in, so that was cool. But other than that, there were just minor little changes. They toned down how ridiculous and spectacular catching was last year, but they kind of upped up how in certain situations, you always knew the corner was going to pick it. Like, you could throw it up, and you know your receiver's better than this corner, but the corner picks it just because. But in real life, you watch a real football game, a lot of times the dude's just better. The dude's just more athletic, and he could just go right over that corner who's not as good as him. But on the game, it doesn't always play like that. So that's a little minor gripes on the game. But overall, it was a smoother game. It felt great. There weren't as many glitches in this game. 17 to me was an outright 8.5. As compared to because as a Madden game player, I can tell the difference, and that's a solid 8.5. Don't think it was as great as 16 because 16 completely revamped the entire system in general. But 17 still was a good, and it had Gronkowski on the cover. But moving on to 18, which has another Patriot, Tom Brady on the cover. Tom Brady finally makes his Madden cover debut, because Tom Brady's been great for years, and you never thought he was going to be on the cover. But he won his 5th Super Bowl, 5 of them, most by any quarterback ever. And so I guess they were just like, well, this is about the time to do it. He even had this funny video, because there's this thing called the Madden curse. See, Madden has a whole mythos behind it, that even goes to the sport itself. There's this thing called the Madden curse, where if a player's on the cover of Madden, something bad happens to him. Either their team sucks, or their team drastically goes down, and maybe not him individually do something bad, but the team sucks, or he gets hurt, or something happens. And it's been this thing that's been going for a long time, okay? It's not, I don't believe in curses, but I will say it is a bit suspicious, because if you go back and look at the history of the Madden curse, it has some valid to it. But, Tom Brady made this video making fun of it, so it was all fun and games with him. Hopefully nothing happens to Tom. Anyways, getting to the gameplay itself. From what I can tell from the trailer, let's talk about the trailer that came out, the little teaser trailer that came out at first, maybe a couple months ago. The trailer showed that, they go into more details about entrances, because in the past Maddens, they just go on the field, or whatnot. But, a long time ago, I'll probably say Madden 09 or Madden 8, maybe even before that, they started introducing because if you ever watch a football game, they come out of the tunnel and they do all that stuff and they come out. But they kind of got rid of that. They kind of just got rid of that. They got rid of the coin toss, too. It looks like they're bringing that stuff back to add a little bit more realism to it, because you see them coming out of the tunnel. And by the way, they got a new engine, by the way, with this one. I think Frostbite. Yeah, they got Frostbite working on the engine for this. And I'm trying to remember. I know I've seen Frostbite do other things, but they got Frostbite working on the engine on this. So, and you could tell with the cinematic places during the... Oh, shoot, I thought it froze. The cinematic places during the course of the game and whatnot, like I said, with them coming out of the tunnel, looks cool. But in gameplay terms, because I've seen some footage now, it looks almost the same. Almost. It still looks... The players themselves look a little bit more crisper. And they added in this feature of, if you hold down the LT button, you can throw the ball into certain spots. And it's a unique thing. It's kind of like I knew they were going to do something along the lines of this, because they put Tom Brady on the cover. And if you ever want to know what Madden is going to do, or what one of their key selling points is going to be, look at the cover guy. Spectacular catching when Odell was on the cover. It was spectacular catching. When Sherman was on the cover, it was defense. It was we made the defenses less bendable. when Gronk was on the cover, it was breaking tackles. They gave you the A button. They added in the different buttons you can push to break the tackles. And now that Tom's on the cover, it is basically throwing better, crisper passes. It is basically precision passing now is what they're focusing on. Is being able to do that. Which I will admit, this year's Madden is looking a little, because like I said, other than that and a couple other things like some enhancements on the some enhancement on the ultimate Madden Ultimate Team. Shit. I was like, how did I forget about that? I got a Madden Ultimate Team. But yeah, some improvements on the Madden Ultimate Team and how the packs are going to be done. And they did actually make some adjustments, too, to the actual franchise mode, too. So, one thing being that players with over a 90 speed, when they drop down, like, if you start in franchise, if you have a player that's over a 90 speed, the lowest he could be to his entire career is a 90 speed. So, they've enhanced the lowering of players. So, like, if you've ever been playing Madden and you had this player and he just like, and granted he was a little up there, but he still played great, and he just drastically dropped out of nowhere, that's what they're doing. Basically, the only thing that can drop your player drastically is injuries and whatnot. And I love they added this feature too, where injuries ding your player up over time. So you could have like a 99 player, right? And he gets injured. The next year, he's never really able to be next year, he's like a 97. He's never able to be a 99 again. And then he gets hurt again. He's like a 92, and then he gets hurt again. He's like an 85. Like, it's like injuries drastically can affect your players over time, which is a cool thing. They also, people actually draft for their needs. Like, because sometimes in the game, like, they make it a little hard to draft for your needs. Like, you can need a running back or need a cornerback or something, and it's, like, so difficult to get one. Or it's, like, difficult to even, or if you sim it, they won't even draft. They just draft the best guys on top of the list. Now they draft for needs. Another thing I hope they do, which like I said, I haven't really seen too much. Like I said, I've seen some gameplay and whatnot, and it looks almost the same. Except they did get rid of like a couple of glitches that people were taking advantage of online, which is like swerving, which is when you throw the ball deep and you take a receiver and bring him inside and cut him back out, and he's wide open. They got rid of certain things like that. The out route, that the most unstoppable play on the game, the out route, is no longer unstoppable. You can do things to prevent it. So they did, and so basically this year's Madden, they patched up problems that the other one had, added in a couple new features, got a new engine, got new people working on it, so the game itself actually looks a little bit more realistic than even last year's if you look at it, because they got new people working on the facial stuff and whatnot. They had this story, like, I've been trying to beat around the bush about this, but they have this story mode called Long Shot. And, it's a decent enough story mode, like from what I've seen. I've seen a trailer for that, too. And it's basically like, imagine if you've seen the Blind Side. It's basically like the Blind Side, except if the main character had his family the entire time. That's basically what it kind of is. It's like the Blind Side. They got some A-list actors on it. Like, if you remember Cottonmouth from Luke Cage, that great actor who played him, he's in it. There's a couple other actors in it. And it's kind of an interesting thing. Like, apparently it's a nice story mode. Problem with it is, it ends once you get to the NFL, which is so disappointing. I'm like, so basically, you start in college, you got your character. He's a quarterback. He's always a quarterback, by the way. Which, I don't mind that, because I usually make a quarterback anyways, because I can control everything when I do a creative player. But, yeah, he's a quarterback, and you have another good friend who's a skilled player. I think he's a running back. And it's like, you and him are like, bad motherfuckers. And like you have to see, and it's like this weird story. You see, if you play the 2K games and played the My Player mode on that, like the recent ones, the recent ones, like 16 and 17 and 8, and like the ones 16 and 17, and you've seen the My Player mode that they've done. I'm not a fan of that really. I've always been a fan of the I think someone said it, like it's the simulation. It's the either you go simulation or you go story, which is simulation means they give you basically a beat by beat date and a beat by beat, like this is an NFL player or whatnot. Because the old Maddens used to do that great with the My Player mode. They didn't have all these cut scenes and whatnot. It was just like, you have this to do, you have this to do, you have this to do. Okay, training. Camps come around. You gotta train for camp. You want to get better at this. Endorsement sales, like that was cool. But this one's going with the story mode thing, which I'm like, okay, you know what? We'll see. But apparently, you get to play a year in high school or a year or two in high school and go to a college, and then it ends once you get drafted, which is a bit disappointing to me, but it is what it is. But that is the long shot. That is the story mode that they're adding in. That I guess to add a little bit more intrigue. But I would have rather them go back to their old ways of how they did it. But what the hell? Who am I? But yeah, basically this year's Madden is basically just it's Fallout New Vegas. That's basically what it is. This year's Madden is to last year's Madden to last year Madden what Fallout New Vegas is to Fallout 3. It is almost the same game, but it upgraded and tweaked and added some qualities that people wanted from the original from 17, but it's really similar to the old one to the point where you're like, you know what? If you pay close attention, you realize it's almost the same game. Like I know Seth talks his bullshit. Trust me, 2017 Madden is totally different from 2005. Okay, holy shit! I tried to play that thing earlier today. No, whoa, no. But this one, I almost will give him credit to because it's just New Vegas. It's a New Vegas. It's a new. It has different qualities. It has different things to it. But I'm not buying it anyways because I bought all the Maddens. And not to mention, I want to play with the new players. Not to mention, I want to start up my new seasons and get going with playing against people online. I have a blast with that game. And for no matter what people say, because Madden's one of those games that gets a little bit disrespected because it's a sports game. And the gaming community in sports never goes hand in hand all the time. But I am a gamer. I am a sports fan, and Madden to me is the perfect union of the two. All right, because regardless what anyone wants to say, unless you have a 99 team versus a guy with like a 70 team, it takes a bit, or you're playing someone who sucks, it takes a bit of strategy to win games on there. I figured that shit out the hard way. I used to just say it and okay, yeah, it takes strategy to win. It's not until I start playing online. Because I hadn't played online in a while. I played against the computer, and it's not until I played online against some of the best guys in the world, some guys who play this shit all the time, that I realized, holy shit, I can't just throw this up. I have to think about the pass I'm going to choose. I have to think about me shifting the line. Because I have to think about me shifting the line. And I hope this year's Madden gives me that same feeling. Because I will say this, because 2017 Madden, the best thing it did was make me feel like I have to try harder. It had to adjust to it. So I want to see how much I have to adjust to this new one. Because it's like I said, I've seen some gameplay on it. It looks about the same. Except, like I said, it looks about the same game with a fresh coat of paint. They added that new passing feature in. And from what I could tell, too, running backs, the players move differently, but the players move differently in every Madden. Because if you play Madden 16 and play Madden 17, you can tell an honest difference. Which is why I'm going to stop playing Madden 17 soon. I'm going to play one more week, and I'm just stop playing it because, that's my advice to you, is just to stop playing Madden 17 when Madden 18 comes out, because you will fuck yourself up. That's what happens. It always happens. You'll be playing a Madden, then the next year one comes out, and you're all screwed up because you're trying to do the same shit you did on the first one, and it ain't working. So, like me, you have to refresh your mind, get a new mindset about how you're gonna play this new Madden. Look up some gameplay. If you can get the demo, I'm gonna get the demo when it comes out. If you can get the demo, get the demo, play it, so that way you'll be ahead of the curve. So that by the time that shit comes out, you're just launching to go. So that is all I have on Madden 18. There's not a lot for me to go off of. There's a couple rookie overalls that were cool, but I feel like that is something for a separate video, or maybe even not to even bring up because, maybe you want to just see it and be surprised. I'll just let you know, your boy from Cleveland Browns, Myles Garrett, is an 84 overall as a rookie, which is ridiculous. And there's a couple of other good guys, too. But, yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to this Madden. Of course I'm going to get it. They've adjusted some things. Some things I didn't even hit on, like the developmental thing. That is cool. Apparently, they adjusted it to where if you accomplish it, your developmental grade will go up on its own. That is awesome. The developmental grade on your player will go up on its own because you used to have to spend a shit ton of coins just to boost it up to a normal. Now it'll go up on its own. So that is fucking awesome. I can't wait for that because I'm going to just ball out with somebody. He's going to be like a superstar. But yeah, that's all I got on Madden today, and I'll be talking about it when it comes out. When it comes out, I'm gonna review the game again when I got a better understanding and a better idea how good the game's gonna be. But until then, thank you for joining me on the Common Game Movie Show. Please comment below. What is your favorite Madden? Which one? My personal favorite Madden would be 2009. It's the one with Brett Favre on the cover. I thought that everything about it was cool. Plus, the Philadelphia Eagles had one of the best rosters they ever had that year. So that's my best one. Thank you. I'll see you later.